What's up everyone, Randall here from Go for Noobs, aka GOLANG for Beginners. Today's video we're going to be talking about functions, and we're going to attempt to do it in less than 5 minutes. Alright everyone, today we're talking about functions. Before we do, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and let's get into it. So, functions are used in GOLANG similar to any other language to prevent you from repeating yourself. You can create a function and then do it over and over again. So, let's say for instance that you wanted to double a number. Now, what you could do is you could do, x equals 4 and then print func.println x times 2. All right. And when we do that, we get down here, 8. There we go. But let's say we wanted to then double y. We had y equals 6. And again, I'll just use this one here, y times 2. Okay. You can see, though, what we're doing is we're repeating ourselves because we're putting these expressions in twice. So what we can do instead, and we'll just delete some of that stuff and some of this stuff. All right, what we can do is create a function. So to create a function, we use the func keyword, and then we call the name of the function, we'll just call this double, and then we'll have the parameters of the function. So it's going to have, so it doesn't confuse you with this x and y, we're going to have the parameter of z, which is an int, and then what it's going to do is actually return an int, and then we have some curly braces, and now we describe what the function does. So the function is going to take in a parameter, z, and it's going to double it. So we want to have z times 2. So we want to return z times 2. Now, when we call that on, we can call double x and double, why is it doing that? Double y, and then what we should get is returning them, but they're not printing them. So we want to print those. So we just func.println, and again, we do the same thing here. And what we do is we have the results there. So we don't repeat ourselves anymore. We just actually use this function double. Now we could also create a function called multiply. So if we want to have function multiply, here we could have 2 arguments coming in. So again, not to repeat ourselves, we'll have a comma b. These are both ints, and we're going to return an int. And then what we'll do is multiply a times b. Now, when we do that, we also want to return it. And so what we can do down here, we've already declared x, we've already declared y. What we can do, we need a space right up here, what we can do is we can run the multiply function, and then we can pass in x comma y. And of course we need to print that as well. When we do that, we should have 4 times 6, 24. Boom, right there. Now, that's all cool stuff, but I want to show you something else. That's one of my favorite things about functions. These are called anonymous functions. So what we're going to do, and this is a whole new example. So let's just maybe undo all this stuff. We'll just start over again. So for this, we're going to need to make a channel. So we're going to have c equals make chan int, a channel of ints. All right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use the go function to start sending values to a channel. And then we're going to take those values off of a channel. So to do that, we're going to do go func, and what we're going to do is create an anonymous function, which is this right here, also called a lambda expression or a function literal in other languages. And in that function, one cool thing we're doing is we're using Go routines here, but we're also using anonymous functions. So a whole bunch of fun stuff for you guys this time. And what we're going to do is create a for loop in there. So for I equals 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the value of I, so 0 through 10, and we're going to pass that into C. Now, we need to receive those functions. So how we're going to do that is we're going to use a range. So to do that, so we're going to have for value in range of C, and we're going to format println V, and that should print all the values. Fingers crossed. There we go. Now, one thing, we got an error because all of the Go routines are asleep. We have a deadlock. One thing that I did forget to do was to close this channel. And when I close that and run it, bam, there we go. 0 through 9. This right here, this func parentheses, curly braces, parentheses, that is an anonymous function, one of the coolest functions out there. And then we also had some Go routines, some ranges, a whole bunch of mixed in stuff, making channels. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Really quickly, functions, anonymous functions, and a little bit of Go routines. So if you did enjoy it, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.